mess up your money or your work environment. So your emotional, as far as your emotions, you have the 10 of
So if you're like trying to, I would say like you're eating healthy and you want. Hello, you guys. It's Aminette Oshun, and the topic today I have a guest. I have Lady Owl with me.
Hello.
And we're just sitting here chit-chatting, you know, working at the same time what we do normally. And just, you know, chit-chatting about different things. And actually a subject came up about being obedient with spirit, how that can be a good consequence or a bad consequence. Or not even a consequence, just for the fact of being obedient. You know, what happens when you are obedient with spirit and what happens when you're not obedient with spirit. So, yeah.
So, one of the things we were discussing, regarding being obedient is when you're obedient, be obedient, but not begrudgingly. Be obedient, do your ass with absolute faith, and see how it works for you. Because I often see people want to consistently preach and say that you have to have faith, and then in the next step is, oh, be careful. You know, people out there always trying to get you. So you either have faith or you don't. Or you have faith, and then the faith you aren't as faithful as you thought you were when it comes to making you uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. When you're uncomfortable, that's when you truly understand faith. When you're uncomfortable is when you truly know that you've walked into your blessing.
It's not really.
Okay.
Like, I know, like, for me, I've had times where it could be like a relationship not being obedient, and you'll notice like nothing in your life goes right. Like, things happen and nothing goes right. Your money stops, your car breaks down, and you know that you're with a person that is just not for you, and everything just keeps falling apart around you, you know? And spirit will tell you, like, this cycle is over with. It's over. And you just still want to hang on to it for whatever reason, whether it's comfort or financial reasons or whatever.
Embarrassment.
Yeah, being embarrassed, not wanting to seem like a failure in your relationship, whatever it is.
Or if your parents told you it wouldn't work out, you have to make it work out, because you are not going to let them be right.
Right, yeah.
That's part of it as well. Yeah. So ego.
Yes, ego. That's a big one right there.
Yes, ego is, if you can afford ego, it's a wonderful thing. But if you can't afford ego,
like what, Donald Trump is a person that, but actually Donald Trump has a lot of money, but at the same time he can't afford ego either, because he got impeached
twice.
Yeah, he got impeached twice, so that ain't even, that's still, even if you can afford ego.
No matter what you put out, it comes back. It doesn't matter who you are. So you can try to embrace all the magic, but with the magic, becomes consequences. For each action, there is an opposite and equal reaction. In actuality, let me rephrase that, because if you know better, you do better, which means you are charged with the knowledge. And so if you have the knowledge, you're charged with the responsibility of being responsible with that knowledge.
Like, I'm going to give you guys an example. I'm going to show you this. So, you know, we do readings together. We do, you know, work for people. And clients will come to us asking us for advice, want us to make jars, want us to give them healing products, all this kind of stuff. But the root of the problem is them not being obedient. If you're obedient, all of that goes away. You don't have all the other ailments. And it's like, for example, say you get diagnosed with, I'll say just you have a flu, right? You have the flu. And the doctor tells you got to be on a strict diet. You know, you can't drink milk, you can't eat certain things, and then the flu will automatically pass. But if you're still eating bad stuff, the problem is not going to go away. It's still going to be there. Or if you're diabetic or whatever, heart disease, and the doctor is telling you, yeah, I'm going to give you these pills, that's temporary. But if you don't change the way you eat, you're still going to have these problems. So I'm going to show you guys something. Huh?
I was going to say you can treat a symptom all day long, but until you get to the root of the problem, until you get to the foundation and begin to repair the foundation, that crack is going to continue to become wider and wider and wider. Whether it be spiritual, whether it be with what's supposed to move in your life on your journey. I often say people can't seem to get out of their own way. And the only way, and the easiest way to get out of your own way is to move in faith and to follow your first mind and to do what is right. Don't always try to take the easy way out and be uncomfortable. Sometimes you have to be uncomfortable in order to grow. You got to get broken down, just like the muscles in the body. They have to get broken down in order to be rebuilt. That goes for all of us.
Yep. So I'm going to show you guys this picture. I'm just going to show you a picture first. So this is a car crash. A car flipped upside down. So that was a person that came to me for advice. And I actually wouldn't do a reading for them because I just felt like my spirit told me that they're still going to continue. So I didn't do a reading. I just gave my own personal advice. I did do a reading without cards with them before, but I did tell them that they're supposed to move on. They're not supposed to be with this person. And, you know, they kept telling me, oh, I moved on. I'm not with this person. And that one particular day, they decided on their birthday or the day after their birthday that they wanted to be around that person. And that's what happened. The car flipped over multiple times. Luckily, everybody walked away with no scratch. But she could have lost her life. Easily could have lost her life just like that. And that's when you're not obedient to spirit. Things happen like that. And cars, anytime you have issues with your cars, whether it's your car break down, you have a flat tire, somebody breaking your car, stuff like that, it's always spiritual. It's always something going on spiritual. That spirit trying to kind of give you a message. So that was like one instance with being obedient. And I've had instances where I wasn't obedient. I mean, I've had plenty of instances where I wasn't obedient. I had to, pay the price for it. And then there's good things if you are obedient, things that happen as well.
And not saying it's not gonna be uncomfortable. Let me just put that out there first and foremost. If you are an individual who is just now learning to step into your spirituality, or you just now taking steps to know who you are and walk in your truth, this will not be an easy journey for you. We live in a society where you will be shamed for certain things if your belief systems are different from the norm. There are some things that are taboo. Although I will say right now, you can pretty much be whoever you want right now in today's climate, and it's okay. It should have been okay before, but it's okay now because at least you're not, burned at the stake. You're not, you're not beat up in the street. Well, according to spirituality. But being obedient is not always comfortable. But being obedient will always work in your favor. When I say obedient, if you say that you are an atheist, whatever you say, it doesn't matter who, what, how you would like to be. When I say obedient, I mean obedient to your higher self, obedient to God, obedient to God mind, the universal mind, whatever you want to call it. If you know in your spirit that something in your life is hindering you from growth, spiritual growth, financial growth, professional, anything that it's hindering you from enlightenment and growth, perhaps you should step back and reevaluate and decide if you want to navigate differently. Because it's neither good, bad, or indifferent, it just is. However, the outcome that you desire is just that. It's the one that you desire. So if you want to have an outcome in which, for what you desire, then that means you follow the rules of the primordial law, the universal law. What you put out is what you get back. You put it out, you release it, you let it go, and know that it's already done. Ask, believe, and receive, meaning asking, knowing and believing that it is already done, and you'll receive it. Ask, believe, receive. When you do that, you cannot go wrong.
Yeah.
It is just that simple. It's a vibratory frequency in which we raise our vibrations to vibrate to the things that we want. So if you're around people who are always negative, then that's a lower vibratory frequency. You're never going to obtain your goals. You're never going to reach what you want because everybody around you wants to be the victim.
Yeah.
And you can't have victors, or you can't be victorious if all you do is surround yourself with the lower energy of victims. Oh, I'd have been better if she wouldn't have done this. I'd have been better if they wouldn't have done that. Well, what did you do to prevent you from doing what needed to be done in your life to make you a success? Don't talk about them. I want to hear what you did. That's how I actually am obedient to myself. I don't blame others. I look at what I did, what I said, my actions, and what caused the blessings in my life or the hindrances in my life. And believe you me, sometimes I have a whole hard down argument in the store with Spirit, with the guys, because they'll want me to go out of my way. I'm like, Walmart is right here, 10 minutes away. Why are you sending me 30 minutes out of my way? I don't want to go. I have to get back in time. I have to do this. And the whole while they're saying this one. No argument, no talking back. They're just like, go to this Walmart.
You know what? And sometimes we're such like in the world, and we're like go, and we want to do everything so fast when really time doesn't exist. And you're thinking like, no, I can't go to that Walmart because I'm going to be late going here. But if you're just listening to Spirit tell you to go 30 minutes out of your way, then just go 30 minutes out of your way.
Because time is a made concept to quantify how long we've existed here, how long it takes to get there.
Right.
So time in itself is a man-made concept. And if you truly,
Bye.
bye.
Bye, Jamie.
So, and if you truly want to be on time, then you say, I am on time, and you believe it. And you do your visualization that you walk in, and when you walk in, that is when things begin. However, when these things are happening, you have to learn how to navigate between the different realms. So let's just say, if it's a third dimensional realm, and I'm speaking to someone who isn't more enlightened in the spiritual realm or how I think, or who believe like I believe, I would not force my beliefs on those people. Like, I'm not going to be the person that walks in the room, if you don't believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, you're going to hell. That ain't me. So, and I won't say, that all Christians are cruel and mean and then this and that. I won't say that either. What I will say is we all have an individual journey. And what I'll also say is for my journey and for me, I'm going to listen. And as my spirit guides speak, as spirit speaks, my guardian angel, the archangels. Yeah.
Okay, I would know.
Okay. In those things, how we I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Where was I? That's old age, y'all. What is
But like, it'll be sometimes where, like, for instance, you'll drive, right? And say if there's a detour on the road, there's an actual detour, and you're trying to get to work, and you all, a lot of people, they on that hamster wheel when it comes to a 9-to-5 job, and you're like, I gotta be to work at 8 o'clock, but there's an accident and it takes you a detour, right? And say you're in like stop and go traffic, and the time on your phone is like 8:30, and you're supposed to be at work at 8:30, and all of a sudden you get a phone call, and if you were at work, you wouldn't have been able to answer your phone, but it just so happens you're in traffic, so you answer your phone, and it could be where that phone call could be life-changing, or that phone call could be somewhere else you need to be, or whatever. Or somebody that actually needed your help and needed to talk to you right then and there at 8:32, when normally you're at work at 8:30 and you wouldn't have been able, at 8 o'clock, and you wouldn't have been able to answer that phone call. And Spirit took you on a detour through traffic to make you late at work so you could be in place to answer that phone call for the person that was contemplating suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually was able to talk that person out of not killing themselves and not even know it.
Mm-hmm.
Have no idea that you did that. And that's where you have to be obedient with Spirit. You never know why things happen. I never believe in coincidence. That's just something I don't believe in. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe everything happens for a reason. And we have choices in life too.
Yes, we do.
So you can be obedient, be not obedient with Spirit, and you have whatever consequences come to you, or whatever life-changing things come to you. And that's what we mean by being obedient to Spirit.
I will share this with you. With being obedient. Mm-hmm. Like I was saying, I was out of town, and I was told to go to a Walmart that was 30 minutes out of my way. After I got to that Walmart, then I was told to leave money. And it may not be a large sum of money to some people, but heck, it was enough for me to question and keep saying, well, hold on, wait a minute. You want me to do what? And I know to this day, I know right now, if people go back and they look at the Walmart camera at the checkout, they'll see some crazy woman sitting there trying to reason with Spirit that there is absolutely no way this is Spirit speaking to me. This has to be me talking to me. Knowing that I would never even have these thoughts. I knew that it was Spirit. I know it's Spirit. And I would tell anybody. People often say, well, I can't hear, and God doesn't speak to me. God does speak. Are you sitting still enough to hear?
To listen. Mm-hmm.
And to listen, yes. Do you have ears to hear what is being said to you? Do you have ears to hear and a heart to speak and have a conversation with God? Because, or Spirit, or whatever you want to call it. I will say God, or the God mind, or just Spirit. But what I do know is ultimately it was difficult for me, but I did exactly what Spirit said to do. And on top of that, when I made up in my mind I was going to leave the money as instructed, I literally had to stand there for a minute because I had to make sure that I was going to give with a free heart. I was going to give freely. I wasn't going to be resistant, and I was not going to give begrudgingly.
Right.
So I had to stop, and I had to
change your energy.
What did I? I had to pray about that thing, and I said, you know what? Oh, and when I was instructed to leave it, I wasn't even instructed to see the person. I wanted to put it in someone's hand. And the response was no. That's not what you're supposed to do. The only thing that you're supposed to do right now is be obedient and leave what we ask you to leave. Leave what's asking to be left. And I just said, you know what, Lord? All right, okay, all right. Okay, Spirit, okay, all right. And I let it go, and I recognize that Spirit is so good to me all the time that this was nothing. And I mean absolutely nothing compared to what Spirit has done for me. And that's within the past week.
And what happened after that?
After that, I got...
Within what time frame?
Oh, honestly, within 2 hours, that money had already been returned to me tenfold. Right?
Wow.
Tenfold.
Wow.
In less than 2 hours.
By just being obedient.
By just being obedient. And and the blessings kept rolling all the way up until the night. I mean, blessing on top of blessing on top. And these were all financial blessings. And by the time I looked at everything, my sister and I, we were sitting there cracking up because that blessing literally was given to me almost, I think we said 20 times over.
Wow.
20 to 30 times over by the end of the evening.
Wow.
And there is nothing I can say except thank you. And I will say this, people can hear this, they're going to be doubters, they're going to be naysayers, but just like with anything, the Holy Bible, inspired by God, written by man, it can be interpreted a million different ways. Your perception is your truth. However, if you disagree with what I say, don't watch me.
Right, yes.
If you disagree with how I live my life,
don't be around me.
And in actuality, I respect that. But you must also respect that it is not my responsibility to make you feel better about me and my choices.
Nope.
So if you tell me, and I've had people tell me all the time, oh, well, the way you worship, you got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or the way that you're worshiping, that's not God, or the way that you're doing. But then when I began to express that God is love, there's only one God. There's only one. No, let me not even say it that way. There is only one universal God mind. Period.
You know what? I'm going to tell you another good example of being obedient. Is when I first met you. Because I was inquiring about a reading. I have my own spiritual gifts, but this is when I was coming into my gifts. And I was like, I want a reading. And I've never gotten a reading before. And at the time, I didn't have like the money to spare. And actually I contacted your daughter for the reading, and I contacted your daughter and I was like, I'm not going to be able to make it. And the only reason why I said that is because I didn't have any money to spare, even though you told me that the reading was for free.
No money whatsoever.
And I was like, yeah, but I want to give a donation or something.
I need a donation, that's not what I do.
And I kept prolonging it for like a couple of days until your daughter was like, if you don't have it, it's okay. She don't even take money anyway. It's okay. Finally, I was being obedient with Spirit, and I was like, okay. I went and got a reading, and it was like the most amazing reading. Told me everything that I needed to know. My life changed within 3 weeks to a month. Well, no, it changed 3 days later. Because I was given instructions by Spirit through her on things I needed to do to change my life, and changed in 3 days. After that, changed in 3 weeks. And I was in a total different space. My life was totally different within a month. And even right now, because she was obedient with Spirit with not charging me, I'm here, we're business partners, we work together. I help her, she helps me, and we're business partners. So imagine if I never came to her because of money, and I would have said, you know what, I don't got enough money to come to her, and I would have never came. My life would have never changed. I probably would still be in the situation I was in.
And let me put this out there. When she was coming to me, or even now when people talk to me and I say that, you know, for me, because I don't work, this isn't work for me. I can't work because this isn't work for me. Let's just say that this is a gift, it's a family gift, and it's something that I do out of love. And if I'm told to do something a certain way, that's the way that I do it. And at first, I was told not to charge, and I don't touch any cash with it. But here's the thing. I had people that did do this for money telling me that I was crazy, telling me that, oh, people are just going to use you up, you're too nice. Oh, I'll bet if you charged them, they wouldn't keep coming. They're only coming because you don't charge. They're not going to support your business. I mean, and these were people that are around me who know me, who love me, but at no time, and these are people who have gifts, but at no time did anybody ask me, what did Spirit say? So what I said was, listen, I don't charge. This is not what I'm supposed to do at this time. I'm only supposed to help people right now. I even had somebody tell me, well, it wouldn't be me. And at that moment, I told that person, well, of course it wouldn't be you, because you would want to charge even though Spirit told you not to.
Right.
So that's why I was chosen to do this, and you weren't. They were upset with me, but I was open, I was honest, and I said it then. And because I said it then, I can say it now. And I always say, if I can't say something more than once, or if anyone can't say it more than once, it shouldn't be said. That's how it works. That's how it goes. If you do that, or if you pay 6 months, pay attention to your growth, your journey for 6 months, and then ignore somebody, not ignore, but stay out of people's business unless they ask you for assistance, unless they solicit your assistance, your help, or your tutelage. Stay out of their business and worry about your own. Then you wouldn't have to be concerned about what other people think. Because for me, I walk in my truth. I've had to literally tell people, don't speak for me. If someone calls me out of my name, if they say I'm this, I'm that, and the other, allow them to say whatever they want.
But can you imagine if you were like, yeah, I charge $100, and I wouldn't have came.
Yeah.
And we would not be sitting here right now. Like, my life would be different because I probably would have never came. And to me, it's not about the money. It's more so that sometimes things are not about the money. And sometimes you're tested with Spirit with... And... I'm sorry, put it off for 1 second. What did I tell you about the readings and why they had to be free? When we first started out, what did I tell you about the readings and why they had to be free? Because I needed to show, not me, Spirit wanted to show. What is the first thing human beings always say? Oh, you can't get something for nothing. Well, in this case, instead of using money, I actually gave you a great product. I gave you confirmation, and I didn't ask for a dime in return. And also, I've sent a lot of people to you. Also, So it wasn't.
And they had the same response.
Yeah.
You are going to try. Nope.
Yeah.
Not until Spirit sees fit. And now, what, 4 years or so later?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 years later, like we're sitting. When I tell you like that reading changed my life in a lot of different ways. Like I'm sitting here thinking about it. Like I would probably still be living where I was living and being in the same situation with the same person, still stuck.
I firmly believe in my spirit you were sent here so I could show you the exact same thing, because I was stuck for a while, and then I knew it was time to go, and I was so ready that as I began to grow and things started to change around me and energy started to shift, and I began to literally see through the veil, I knew then that I had to step away from the relationship I was in order to have complete and utter peace, joy, happiness, and freedom. And I had to step away without fear. I had to step away without fear.
It was actually, I'm looking at everything like literally just like that movie we watched, like when you make a decision, things happen, change,
change events, a fork in the road.
Even the relationship I was in, his life would be different. We would still be together, be miserable, bumping heads, fighting, and we would still be stuck in the same place. I grew from that relationship. He has grown from that relationship. He's met somebody. I've met somebody. Like, everything just by making one decision to it changed everything.
To listen to
to listen to spirit and just be like, and sometimes when you listen to spirit, people are not going to understand what is going on. Like, why is she doing that? Or why is this? It's not for them to know. And some people will make it difficult on you. And a lot of people don't listen to spirit because they just worry about what other people are going to say. You know, like with changing jobs. That has happened to me multiple times where spirit would tell me, oh, your time is up. You need to go to another job, or you need to quit that job. And if I stay there, I'm going to be miserable. Yeah. And me going to a whole other job opened a whole other door for me. I learned all different types of things, met different type of people. But if I would have stayed still at that one job and not be obedient, I would be stuck or be fired or laid off or something.
And look at us.
Yeah, because we don't work for people.
Hey,
nope,
learn a valuable lesson.
Nope.
And that's another thing in obedience, and that comes like even with stocks and Bitcoin and things.
Oh yeah.
If you don't listen, I'm telling you. So it's just like with anything. Do your research. Sit down and do your research. If you're in a religion or a faith and you just don't feel comfortable, or if you have all these questions, that's what we're here for.
Yes,
we're here
as guidance. Yes,
it's guides to assist.
But everybody don't listen. We have had clients where, remember the warlock we had? He was like blown away to the point where he was ready to get up and go. It was so much energy and so much confirmation to where it's like, this can't be true.
But again, with most individuals who begin to open up spiritually, they forget that this isn't something that happens overnight. This isn't something that...
It didn't happen overnight for me either.
Right.
I bumped my head plenty of times, But then we do have some people that get it right away and they start changing different things. And then you have some people that just don't, they're stuck in their religion because they're Christian and so afraid of, what we do. And they're stuck, which is fine. If it's for you to get it, you will get it. You'll still get all those signs. It's funny, it's people that I know that I've gotten, like I've done readings for, and we make altars for them. They've gotten crystals from us, but they are very Christian, very religion, go to church. And then I go on my story, and they got tarot cards.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you can't, like, it's like you can't fight spirit. You can't. And they're like in the in-between.
And it is okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But I'm gonna go ahead and
I want to say thank you.
Yes, thank you guys. But if you have any questions, comment below. We're gonna leave everything in the description on how to contact us for personal readings or just to have conversations, email, whatever.
Products.
Yes, products as well, because we have a lot of different products. My site is goddessglow.com. It's spelled a little different, so I'm gonna leave it in the description box. And Lady Owl's site is Owl Eye Mystics, which is OEM Trends. Instagram pages, I have my page Goddess Glow, Goddess__ Glow. Yeah, so it's different. I'm gonna leave everything in the description box where you can contact us and get personal readings, products, just if you need questions or whatever. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel.